Hi my dear friends, welcome back to another Python tutorial class, and in this class we shall see about the conditional statements that we use in Python. Okay, so what are conditional statements? The first line it says, when we wish to decide whether or not to run a piece of code based on a condition, we use conditional statements. So we want to execute some statements but based on some condition. If that condition is satisfied, then those statements they get executed. Otherwise, those statements won't get executed. That's what we talk about conditional statements. So whether or not to run a piece of code based on a condition, for that we use conditional statements. So if condition is satisfied, then inside that condition, whatever statements are there, they will be executed. Otherwise, they won't be executed. And to make a conditional statement, we use the if keyword. That is this particular keyword, if keyword we use. Now let us check the syntax. So first of all, this is the if condition that we use inside Python. Now if keyword you have to give, that is you have to write the if keyword, then here you have to give the condition. Okay. Now here what it says, if, then you give the condition. So it means if the condition is satisfied, then inside this if condition, you have some statements like statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, dot dot dot, statement n. That is n number of statements you have inside this if condition. All of them will be executed if the condition is satisfied. And if the condition is not satisfied, then these statements they won't get executed. So that's what it is. That's what it's written here. All of the statements inside the if block are executed when the if condition is true. Otherwise, none of the conditions they get executed. So if the condition provided here is true, then all the statements they will get executed. And if the condition is false, then none of the statements, that is from here to here, will get executed. Okay, none of the statements. Let us see one example. Get the user's number and see if it is even. Okay, so suppose the user enters some sort of number and you want to check whether the number entered by the user is an even number or not. Suppose the number entered by the user is to be 6. So for example, you take here x is equals to, then input, enter the number and provide some space. So what will happen here is that basically I am using this input function. We have already seen how to use this input function in our previous videos. If you have not checked out the playlist, you can check out the Python playlist for that. So input is a function. Inside the input function, what I am stating here, enter the number and some space is provided here. So what will happen once if I run this cell, I hit shift plus enter, then here you see because something comes up like this, enter the number, and I want to enter some number here, say 6. Okay, now you hit the enter and that's what it's so far prints, enter the number 6. Okay, now if I give here print type of x, print type of x, first of all print x, then you can give comma type of x. If I do it, then what happens here, again you give this number 6 and it is the string data type. So although we have entered a numeric 6, but ultimately it has been converted into into string data type. We have entered a number here 6, it is a number. Now when I run the type of it, that is print the value of x, and what is the type of x, then what does it say, that it belongs to the string data type. Okay, now I want to perform some mathematical operations. I cannot perform mathematical operations on any string data type. Here 6 although is a numeric, but it is of string data type, so it is ultimately str data type. Okay, I cannot perform any mathematical operation on it. So if I want to perform any mathematical operation on it, then I have to convert its data type. I can convert it into the float data type, or I can convert it into the int data type. So what do I do here? Basically outside I place here the int, I write here int, then give bracket here, and then give a closing bracket here. So now what will happen, now the value entered by the user, which is 6, it will be converted into integer data type thanks to this int function, because this entire thing has been taken inside the int function. This input, enter the number, entire thing has been taken inside the int function. So now the 6, it will be converted into integer data type. Now if I run this cell, hit shift plus enter, and you write here 6. Now see here, the 6 value is nothing but your of integer data type. The value of 6 is nothing but your integer data type. Okay, now what you do is that just remove this, yeah. If x modulo 2 equal to 0, why did I write here? Why did I write this thing here? Because here, what do you have to check? Check whether the number is even or not. Okay, if the number is even, then you can go ahead. Now, whether a number is even or not, for that, what do? We perform the modulo operation. Okay, whether a number is even or not, for that we perform the modulo operation. Modulo will give you what? Modulo will give you the remainder. Internally division happens and you get the remainder, and the remainder shall be checked with this value which is provided onto this side, that is onto the right hand side, which is in this case 0. Okay, and for in order to check if a number is even, in order to check if a number is even, then we perform the modulo operation with respect to 2. Any number which is an even number is always divisible, completely divisible by 2. Okay, please remember this. I think you know it. Any number, any even number is always completely divisible by 2. So the remainder will be 0. Now, if you look at this number 6, 6 is an even number, and we all know that 6 is completely entirely divisible by 2. And when a number is completely entirely divisible by the divisor, then the remainder is always 0. So x modulo 2 will be what? It will be nothing but your 6 modulo 2. 6 modulo 2 means 6 will be divided by 2, and we know that 6 is completely divisible by 2. So the remainder will be 0. So 6 modulo 2 will give you the remainder, which is 0, equal to 0. Condition is satisfied. Here x modulo 2 will be nothing but your 6 modulo 2, which will give you the remainder, which is 0. So internally here x modulo 2 will give you 0. That 0 will be then checked onto, that 0 will be checked with this 0, which is placed after this equality operator. So here you will have 0 equal to 0. So condition is satisfied. So if this condition is satisfied, then go ahead and print your number. That then you can go ahead and print that, yeah, the number is even. So print f, and here you can place your number, x is even. Okay. Now, what happens here? We have seen this one also in our printing class, that when we were discussing about the output functions, different ways to use the print function. F, then give here single quote, here you give single quote, and inside this we can place our number in the form of variable. That is, here you have the curly brace. Inside the curly braces, you can place your variable, which is nothing but your x is even. Okay, and what is your x? X is nothing but your 6. So directly in the output console you will get that 6 is even, because x value is nothing but 6. Here you have curly braces. Inside the curly braces we have x, and in the output console what it will do, it will directly give the value of x, which is nothing but 6. Besides that, you will have is even. So 6 is even, provided that this condition is true, provided that this if condition is true. And we have already seen that this if condition is true. So hit shift plus enter to run the cell, and here enter the number 6, and here you see, as because this condition is true, then that's because this condition is true, that's when Python went inside this if condition and went ahead to print this entire thing. Print f, then here x is even. And what is x? X is nothing but your 6. So 6 is even. Okay. Now this is how indentation follows. You have to give this double colon and then hit the enter. After you give the double colon, you hit the enter, automatically Python shall take you here. Okay. Now suppose I want to do something like this. I slightly come down a little bit. Now suppose here x is equals to, again give the same thing, int input, then enter the number and give space. Now here again, try to check if the number is even. When you're trying to check if a number is even, you do the modulo operation, where you take the variable modulo, and since you're going to check the number is even, hence you have to perform the modulo operation with respect to 2. equal to 0, and then you in here the syntax is you have to give the double colon. Now suppose by mistake I don't give the double colon, okay, and I hit the enter button, then the cursor comes directly below if. Here you see this print statement, it didn't come under the if keyword directly, it rather came inside the if condition, okay. But here, if I don't give the double colon by mistake and I hit the enter, then I come down here. Okay. Like here, if I hit the enter, you come down here and you try to print if x is even. It will give you this error. It is the syntax error. Syntax error. Okay. And suppose I give double colon here and go and hit enter here, and I basically hit the enter button and drag it here, print. But by mistake, I take print here, and then I run the cell, hit shift plus enter. Then here you give the here you get the indentation error. It gives you an indentation error. Okay, syntax error you got because I didn't place the double colon here. That's why you got the syntax error. Now suppose I give the double colon and then I hit enter, but I take print. I basically write the print directly under the if, directly under the if. Unlike the scenario here, I directly write the print statement under the if and continue to write the print statement and run the cell by hitting the shift plus enter. Then I give indentation error. That is here you get an indentation error. Okay. So these things you have to keep in mind. And if you rather do it like this, hit the enter and take print here and run, then you won't get any error. Okay. Then here you have if-else statement. If-else statement, what does it say? If condition, statement 1, statement 2, dot, 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 statement n. We already know that here in case of this if keyword, when the condition is satisfied, if the condition is satisfied, then all these statements under the if condition, there is all these n number of statements under the if condition, they will get executed. And if this condition is not satisfied, then what will happen? Then the Python will directly go to else. This is another keyword which is else, and after that here you have to give double colon. Okay, just like here you provided double colon, here also you have to provide double colon, and then whatever is present under the else, that will be executed. That is, all the statements which are present under the else, they will get executed, and these statements, they won't get executed. Why? Because the if condition never got satisfied. So if the if condition is satisfied, then these statements 1 to n will be executed, provided that they are under the if condition. And if this condition is not satisfied, then all these n number of statements, they won't get executed. Directly Python will go to the else, and under the else, whatever statements you have, they will get executed. Okay, that's what I've written here. Like here you can see all of the statements inside the if block are executed when the if condition is true. Otherwise, all of the conditions, they get executed inside the else block. So if your condition is true, if condition is true, then under the if condition, whatever you have, they will get executed. And if the condition is not true, then Python will directly go to the else, and under the else, whatever you have, all those will get executed. So here let us check with one example. Take the user's number and print it even or odd depending on the situation. That is, depending on the condition, you have to print whether the number is even or odd, and you can try without indentation. So without indentation, we know we will get error. So x is equals to int, then input, then enter the number, give some space. Now, if x modulo 2, this will go and check whether the number is even. Okay, and x modulo 2 means whatever number is here, number divisible by 2. If the number is completely divisible by 2, then the remainder will be 0. That remainder will come up here, and then that remainder will be checked with the equality operator with respect to the 0, which is placed on the right hand side. Then give a double colon, and then again print if x is even, And by chance suppose here if a number which is by chance here x consists of a number which is not completely divisible by 2. So if it is not completely divisible by 2, then you will have some remainder value, and that remainder value will come here internally in place of x modulo 2, and that particular value will be compared with 0. And that value we already know that it won't be 0, because x is something, x is suppose consisting a value say 7. 7 is not completely divisible by 2, so the remainder will come up here. 7 divided by 2, what will be the remainder? Remainder will be 1, and 1 will be compared with 0. 1 equal to 0, because here you have the equality operator. So 1 equal to 0, no, the condition is not satisfied, the condition is not true. So Python won't go inside the if. Python won't go inside the if condition. That is, Python won't go to line number 5. Here at line number 5 we have this print statement. Python won't go up to here. Rather, Python will go, and here you press the enter, then hit the backspace button, and here you write else keyword. Else, then give double colon, hit the enter, print fx is odd. So Python will not go to line number 5. Python will directly come to line number 6, that is to else, and directly, and then after coming to line number 6, that is to else, it will directly go inside line number 7. That is, directly it will go inside the statement which is present inside the else keyword, that is at line number 7, and it will print this one, print fx is odd. So whatever is the number stored by x, that number will appear, and that number will appear, and besides that you will have is odd. So that number is odd. 7 is odd. You will have something like 7 is odd. Okay. So let us try this. Hit shift plus enter, run this cell, and give the number 6. And 6 is even, because here first of all 6 will come up. 6 modulo 2. What will be the remainder? Remainder will be 0. And 0 equal to 0. Yes, the condition is satisfied. So Python will go to line number 5 inside the if statement, and it will print this. Print fx is even. So print x is even. What is x? X is nothing but 6. So 6 is even. That's what you will get in your print. 6 is even. Okay. And Python won't go to the else part. It won't go to the else part. It won't go to line number 7, that is this print x is odd. This up to this Python won't go. Python will simply see if the condition is satisfied, then directly it will go up to line number 5 and print it, and it won't go up to the else statement. It won't go up to line number 7. Okay. Now suppose here if I give that number 7. Okay. Suppose the number entered by the user is 7, and what will happen here? See, 7 is odd. 7 is odd. That means this particular line number 7 is now being print. This line number 7 will be now printed, because x is equals to what? X is equals to 7. 7 is odd. This will be printed. Why? Because here suppose 7 comes up here. 7 modulo 2. 7 modulo 2. What will happen? Remainder will be 1, because 7 is not completely divisible by 2. So 1 equal to 0? No. So Python won't go to line number 5. It will skip the line number 5, go to else, and whatever is present inside else, it will print that. It will execute that. Here the print statement is there. This print statement will be executed. So what it prints? X is odd. X is nothing but your 7. So instead of x, you will get the value of x, which is nothing but 7. So 7 is odd. Okay. Now, this was here the question is try it without indentation. So let us just take the cursor here and hit the backspace. Here also take the cursor here, take the backspace, run it, and you get indentation error. And now suppose I have to run it without the indentation error. Then again the same thing, x is equals to int, input, enter the number, give space, then if x modulo 2 equal to 0, then print that it is even. Okay, print that is x is even. Otherwise you go to else and print that x is odd. X is odd. Okay, let us try to run run 16 here. 16 is even, completely divisible by 2. Okay, remainder will be 0, so it will print that yeah, x is even. And if you try something else like say 17, 17 is again an odd number, we already know, because 17 is not completely divisible by 2. So some remainder will come up here. 2 8s are 16, so remainder will be 1. So 1 equal to 0? No, condition is false. It will go to else, and whatever is present inside else, that is this print x is odd, that will be executed. So here you will have 17 is odd. Okay. Now next question is take the user's number, that is this cell number 15. Take the user's number and square if it is even. If not, take no action. So here what is the question? Take the user's number and square it if it is even. If not, then take no action. So x is equals to int, and then write input, enter the number, give space here. Okay. Now, what does it say? If the number entered by the user, if it is an even number, then you can square it, otherwise take no action. So first of all, check whether the number entered by the user will be an even number. Whether the number is an even number. So for that, what we do? We do modulo with respect to 2. That is, first of all, we have to take the variable x, then perform the modulo, and then you have to do the modulo with respect to 2. And here what happens? X modulo 2 means number is divided by 2, some remainder value comes up, and you have to check the remainder value with the help of equality operator. And even number is completely always divisible by 2, so remainder will be 0. So that's what we are checking here, that yeah, here whatever the remainder will come up, that remainder will be nothing but your 0. And for checking, we are doing equal to 0. So if equal to 0, that is here also you have 0, and here also you have 0, 0 equal to 0. Then inside the print, then inside the if condition, you can go ahead to perform the square of the number. So print if x, and what to do squaring, what do? We do this asterisk, and for squaring 2. So this will happen, what this will do, what the number will be squared. Okay, for number will be squared. Asterisk will basically take the number into the to the power mode. Asterisk helps you to get in the power mode. So here x will be number to the power 2. That's what we do for squaring. Any number you have, and to the power 2 will do the squaring. So the number, and hence, and after the number, asterisk will ensure that to the power mode is on, and after that 2. So 2 will appear in the to the power. Okay, so x to the power 2. Squaring will happen provided that this condition is true. Otherwise, do nothing. And here you can print x is squared. X is squared. Okay, this you can go ahead and print. Else else, then if this condition is not satisfied, then take no action. If you want to perform no action, then for that we have to use the pass keyword. Here in Python we have a keyword known as pass, and it will ensure that nothing happens, do nothing. It is very handy, comes in very handy. I will explain that to you in the later classes. Run this cell, hit the shift plus enter, and give any number, say 6. And you see 6 has been squared here. 6 to the power 2. 6 to the power 2 is nothing but 6 to the power 2 is your 36. So 36, and then 36 is squared. So here, from here, it gets here, this one. 36 is squared. Okay. Because 6 is an even number completely divisible by 2. So 6 modulo 2 will give you what? 6 modulo 2 will give you remainder of what? Remainder of 0. Sorry, 6 modulo 2 will give you the remainder, and remainder is 0. So here 0 will appear. 0 equal to 0. Yes, condition is satisfied. Go ahead and execute this print statement. Any other number, suppose any odd number like 7, then it would have not gone to this line number 4, because the if condition was not true, then it would go to else statement and execute pass. There is do nothing. Okay. Then next question is, take a character and print vowel if it is a vowel, else pass. So you have to take a character, and if the character is a vowel, then print vowel. Print that the character is vowel, otherwise pass. That is, for otherwise we use else keyword here. Else pass, that is do nothing. Okay, this should be your character. Yeah. So here one thing is, it has been stated, for example, like A, character A. Character A is a vowel. We know vowel means A, E, I, O, U, and character B, it is not a vowel. So if the character entered is A, then you will print that vowel. If the character say entered is B, then you will write pass, or you will give pass. Okay, any vowel, A, E, I, O, U, anything that comes up here will be taken up, otherwise it will be passed. And here it is written, use in and not in both. These are again operators. In operator, not in operator. We have already checked these. These are used for these membership operators, whether is a member or not in, not in. This we have checked. So you can check that in your Python playlist, the usage of these operators in and not in. In our previous classes, we have seen it. So x is equals to int, x not int, because here we are not going to perform any mathematical operation. Simply x is equals to input, then enter a character. Enter a character. Okay, and here if if x in a e I o u, capital letter a e I o u, what happens here? Here you will with the help of this input function, you will be entering or input you will be entering some character, string character, that will be taken up by x. Now if x in a e I o u, so what will happen, the character value of x, Python will check if the character value of x is a member, with the help, now whether is a member or not, for that we use the in operator. So Python will check if the character value of x, if it is a member of this category. Category means whether the character value is capital A or capital E or capital I or capital O or capital U. We know these are all vowels. Okay, or whether it is small a, small e, small I, small o, small u. Like you can, the user may enter capital A, that is a vowel. The user may enter small a, that is also a vowel. The user may enter capital E, that is also a vowel. And if I want to enter E in lowercase, that is small e, then that is also a vowel. Similarly, capital I, small I, both are vowels. Capital O, small o, both are vowels. Capital U, small u, both of them are vowels. Okay, so if the character value of x is any of these, if any of these, then you can go ahead with your statements inside the if condition. Print if x is a vowel, else give double colon pass. All right, so let us check. Enter a character. Run the cell by hitting Shift plus Enter, and I suppose right here capital Y. And we what happens here? So X is nothing but X is your capital Y. So if X in A E I O U, what will happen? The character value of X shall be taken. That is capital Y, and it will check with the help of the in operator. It will check whether capital Y is a member of this entire thing or not. So it checks capital Y, capital Y, capital Y, capital Y. Is it a member here? It is not a member here. So that means the condition is not satisfied, because here the in operator will ensure that whatever character value of x you have, it will check, Python will check with the help of the in operator whether the character value is a member of this thing or not. Member means whether any of these character values it is. If it is, then it will print vowel, otherwise do nothing, that is pass. So here capital Y, what will be the output here? Capital Y is not a member here. Capital Y is not a member here. So Python, it will see that the condition is not satisfied. Here the condition is not satisfied. So it won't go to line number 7. Line number 7 will be skipped. Directly Python now will do what? From line number 6, it will directly go to line number 8, and that is to the else keyword, and whatever is there inside else, that will be executed. That is pass, that is do nothing. So nothing will happen. Take the cursor here, hit enter, nothing happens. Okay, here I didn't give any space, so here you have to give the space. Now suppose you run again, and here you enter capital E and hit enter. Now you see, enter a character, capital E. So now what is the value of X? Value of X is nothing but your capital E. So it will check whether X is in this member or not, whether the value of X lies inside this member or not, whether the value of X is a member of this entire thing or not. So what is the character value of X? It is capital E. It goes and check here capital E, not satisfied. Here capital E is present. That yeah, capital E, that is which is the character value of X, is a member here. So if condition is satisfied, and hence the Python will go to line number 7 and execute this print statement that yeah, it is a vowel. So print X is a vowel. What is X? X is nothing but your capital E. X is nothing but your capital E. So capital E is a vowel. That's what will be printed here. So capital E is a vowel. Okay. Then you can check for other also like small u and hit enter. Small u is a vowel. We know that. So it will check if u, value of x is nothing but your u, small u right now. So it will check whether u is a member of this entire thing or not, and it identifies, Python identifies that yeah, u is indeed a member. Value of x is what? Value of x right now is u. Whether u is a member of this entire thing or not, that is whether small u lies here inside this thing or not, and it says that yeah, u is present inside this thing. So the value of x, which is nothing but small u, is indeed present here. U is present here, it is a member. So the if condition is satisfied, if condition is true, so it goes to line number 7 and executes this print statement, that is x is a vowel, that is small u is a vowel, and that's what we get here. Okay. Then next question is determine whether a character entered by the user is a vowel or a consonant. Vowel means a, e, I, o, u. These are vowels, and except these, everything else is consonant. Everything else means considering alphabets. So regarding alphabets, a, e, I, o, u, these are the vowels, and accepting these alphabets, everything else will be consonants. Okay, so let us check here. X is equals to input, and right here enter the character. Enter the character. If x in a, e, I, o, u and small a, e, I, o, u, if the condition is true, that is if line number 4 is satisfied, if condition is true here, then only Python will go to line number 5, that is whatever is present inside the if, that will be executed. Here we are giving the print statement, x is a vowel, else else print else print if x is a consonant. X is a consonant. Okay. Now, so what I'm doing here again, whatever I'm trying to input here, in some character only I will try to input here, like say any character, capital A or small a. So the character value of x will be checked. If the character value of x, with the help of the in operator, it will check whether the value of x is a member of this thing or not. That is whether the value of a lies inside this or not. Then only the condition is true. That is if it lies, if the value of x is any of these characters, that means the value of x, if it is a member, if it is member of this thing, that is it lies inside this, that means the condition is true, and it will go to line number 5 and execute the print. Otherwise, if the condition is not true, that is the value of x, it is not a member of this thing, that is the value of x is not any of these characters, then the condition is not satisfied, condition is not true. So from line number 4 it will directly go to line number 6, and whatever is there inside the line number 6, that will be executed. That is, this print statement is executed, which will basically print that x is a consonant. Okay, so let us try to run this cell. Hit shift plus enter, and here you write capital A, so it is a vowel. Yeah. Now here you write suppose capital Z. We know capital Z is not a vowel, so it will be definitely a consonant. Okay. So capital A, capital E, capital I, capital O, capital U, any of these things would have given you a vowel, or small a, small e, small I, small o, small u, any of these will give you vowel. apart from any of these, anything which is not this, apart from these, anything else that appears in terms of alphabets, that will be taken up as a consonant. Okay, that's why here when you give Z is a capital Z, capital Z, is it a member of this entire thing? It is not a member of this entire thing. Capital Z does not lie here. Inside this you do not have any capital Z, and right now the value of x is nothing but your capital Z, and inside this it will check whether capital Z is there or not. No capital Z is present, so it will check the value of x here. Capital Z is present, no. 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 So the condition is not satisfied. So that's why it goes directly from line number 4 to line number 6, and then it directly goes to line number 7 and prints the value of x, which is a consonant. So Z, capital Z is a consonant. Okay. Now suppose I run this cell, and instead of any alphabet, I give any numeric value here. Suppose 2. I give 2 here. Now, definitely we know that 2 is not a vowel. This 2 is not a member of this thing. So the condition here won't be true. The condition here is not satisfied, not true. So Python will directly go to else, and inside the else, whatever is there, that will be executed. This print statement will be executed. So it will print x is a constant. X is a consonant. What is the value of x? X is 2. So 2 is a consonant. That's what you get. 2 is a consonant. But two, we know that vowel and consonant, these are applicable only for alphabets. Is 2 an alphabet? 2 is not an alphabet. So 2 is neither a vowel, neither it is a consonant. Now for that we need to we didn't place any kind of condition here, like this is actually not true. 2 is a consonant is appearing in the output console, but we know it is false. 2 is not a consonant. 2 is a numeric value. Okay, so we have to place some sort of restriction condition for it. Okay, so that's what it says. Determine the next question, links with the previous one. Determine whether a character entered is an alphabet. So at first we must check whether the character entered is an alphabet or not. If the character entered is an alphabet, so that's what it is written here. Determine whether a character entered is an alphabet, and if it is, that is if it is an alphabet, then whether it is a consonant or vowel. So if you want to check the consonant or vowel thing, then first we must check whether the value entered by the user is an alphabet. If it is an alphabet, then go ahead and check for consonant or vowel. Otherwise, if not an alphabet, then print it is not an alphabet. Okay, so let us do that here. X is equals to input, enter the character, then if x. Now how to check whether the value entered by the user is an alphabet or not. Previously in our string videos or in our string classes, we have come across many string methods, and one of the string methods was this one. if x is if x dot is alpha. Okay, we have previously checked, we have in our Python classes we have checked this particular thing. Is alpha method is a method applicable to the string data type, that is to the string class. And what it does, it first of all checks whether the value is an alphabet or not. If the value is an alphabet, that means the condition is true. If the value is not an alphabet, that means the condition is false. Okay, and for accessing any method we use the dot operator. So if the value entered by the user is an alphabet, that's what will be checked by the is-alpha method, that if the value entered by the user is an alphabet, that means the condition is true, and that's when it will go inside the if condition. And then we can go ahead and check whether this alphabet is a vowel or a consonant. Now we can check if x in a e i o u and give double colon here. That is, here I'm checking for what? Here already we have seen we use this to check if the value of x is a vowel or not. If x is vowel, Then that means this condition is true, condition is satisfied. Then goes to line number 7, print if x is a vowel. And if this condition is not true, if this condition is not true, then what will happen? We have to give some else. Else, give double colon, hit enter, print, print if x is a consonant. And then if this condition, line number 5, it is not true, if this condition is not satisfied, that is, this condition is not true, that is, the value of x is not an alphabet, then for this you have to give this, for this particular if, you have to give a corresponding else. So else, print, and what is written here, that is x is not an alphabet. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. First of all, the value of x here will be entered, and then it will be checked. Then the value of x will be checked whether it is an alphabet or not. Whether it is an alphabet or not, for that we use this particular string method, is alpha. And to access a method, we have to give the dot operator. So if the value of x is indeed an alphabet, is alpha will do what? It is alpha will check if the value of x is an alphabet or not. If the value of x is an alphabet, that means the condition is true. Okay, if the value of x is an alphabet, that means the condition is true. It goes inside this if condition, that is, it goes to line number 6. Otherwise, it would have gone directly from line number 5 to line number 10. Anyways, it goes to line number 6. Now, since it has already been proved that this condition is true, that is, x is indeed an alphabet, hence Python went to line number 6. Otherwise, it wouldn't have gone to line number 6. Now, it will check whether the value of x is an now it will check whether the value of x is a vowel or a consonant. So already we have seen this. If it is if x in a e i o u, that means the value of x, if the value of x lies in this, that is a member of this, that then Python will go to line number 7, because here the condition is true, that yeah, indeed it is a member, and hence it goes to line number 7, and print that yeah, the value of x is a vowel. And if this condition is not true, that is, the value of x does not lie here, the value of x does not lie here, then it will go to the else keyword, and whatever is there present inside the else keyword, that will be executed, and it will go ahead and execute this print statement, and it will print what? X is a consonant. So whatever will be the value of x, that will be a consonant if this condition is not satisfied. But to go from line number 6 to line number 9, it is very much important that line number 5 is true, line number 5 is satisfied. If line number 5 is not satisfied, it won't go to line number 6, line number 7, line number 8, line number 9. From line number 5, first of all, it will go and check if line number 5 is satisfied. If it is true, then it goes to line number 6, and correspondingly forward onwards. If line number 5 is not satisfied, that is not true, then directly from line number 5 it goes to line number 10, and whatever is present at line number 11, that will be executed. That yeah, definitely here the value of x, if it is not an alphabet, that means the condition is false, not satisfied, not true, so directly goes to else. Whatever is present inside else, that will be executed, that yeah, x is not an alphabet. Okay, so let us run this. First of all, let us give capital A, it is a vowel. Then run this. Capital say small p, I give, it is a consonant. Now I give any number, say 2, and it is not an alphabet. Okay, then we have something like this: multiple if statements. And previously there was one more thing, not in operator. I think I here there was a question, via the help of not in also you have to check. So just press this plus icon, and here x is equals to int, input, enter a character, and if x not in, if x not in, a e i o u pass else, print, that is, it is indeed a vowel, x is a vowel. So what happens here? We already have checked this in operator. We have also checked this previously in our classes about not in operator. Just recap of it. What is a not in operator? Not in operator will check whether the value is not a member. Not in operator will check if the value is not a member. If the value is not a member, then the condition is true. So here, first of all, you have to give here not int is not required. Int is not required. Okay. So some value of x you will enter here. Then it will check if the value of x not in this particular entire range. Okay, that means if x is not a member of this entire thing, that means the condition is true, and it will go to line number 3 and do nothing. That's what we know about pass. So not in will give you the true condition if x is not a member of this entire thing. If the value of x is not a member of this entire thing, that's when this condition will be true, because that's what not in checks. Not in checks that yeah, the value of x is not a member of this thing, isn't it? Directly it is given if x is not a, if x not in, that is if x is not a member of this thing, then the condition is true. Go to line number 3 and do nothing, that is pass. Else go to line number 4 and you can go ahead, that is yeah, the value of x entered is indeed a vowel, because already if the value of x does not lie inside this range, that means the value of x is indeed a vowel, provided that yeah, we are entering some sort of alphabet here. Okay, so this particular condition is checking. This condition is checking for those alphabets which are not vowels, rather which are those consonants. Only for those you will have this pass. Otherwise, you will have the line number 5 being executed. So let us run this, and you give capital X. If I give here capital X, so small. What is the value of X here? It is nothing but your capital X. So is capital X is not a member of this. Is capital X not a member of this? That's what it checks. Not in. That is not available inside this range. And we see, yeah, capital X is not available inside this range. It is not a member of this entire thing. So this condition is actually true, that not a member, not a member. Capital X is indeed not a member of this entire thing. So it goes to, so this condition is true. Line number 2 goes to pass and will do nothing. You can take the cursor here and hit enter, and basically provide some space here. Now again run this cell and hit capital right say small o, suppose I write here, and hit enter. O is a vowel, because now it checks. Now what is the value of x? A value of x is nothing but small o. It checks small x is not a member, that is small o is not a member of this. Small o is not a member of this range. It says that no, small o indeed is a member. Small o is indeed a member of this range, because here the condition is given that yeah, small o is present here. Small o is here. And what is the value of x? Small o. So indeed small o is a member of this thing. Small o indeed lies inside this range. So it is a member. Okay, so this condition is not satisfied. This condition is not true. So it will go to line number 4, that is else, and whatever is there inside else, that will be executed. So this print statement will be executed, and small o is a vowel. Small o is a vowel, that's what you will get. Okay, then you can come down here. Then here you have multiple if statements. Multiple if statements, what it does is like, in this instance all of the criteria are verified regardless of whether they are true or false. Okay, so basically multiple if statements, all the criteria will be verified whether they are true or false. So let us check this with an example. Write a program where we take a number between 0 and 3, and if the number is 0, then the output will be in this particular 0 mode. If the number is say 2, then your output will be this particular 2. Okay, the range lies between 0 and 3. So let us check here. X is equals to int input, then you can write here enter a number and give space. Now, if x equal to 0, here I will be entering some number. Okay, after I enter the number, then that number will be compared at first with 0. If x is indeed 0, that means the condition is satisfied. Print this 0 alphabetically. Then again you give if x equal to 1, print then 1. That is if x is 1. If x is 1, then alphabetically you have to print 1. Then if x equal to 2, print 2. So if x is 2, print 2. Then if x equal to 3, print 3. And if I give some else here, else print invalid input. So what happens here is basically a number will be entered here. The number will be first compared with 0. If the number equal to 0, it will print 0. Now here this condition is true. Okay, Python will still go to line number 11. Okay, if x equals to 1. Right now we have, suppose imaginarily we have entered, supposedly we have entered 0. So x is 0. So x equals to 1. 0 equals to 1. No. So it won't go to line number 12, but rather it will go to line number 13. That is the next if condition will be checked. X equals to 2. No. Then the next if condition will be checked. X equals to 3. No. Then it will come to else. Now this else actually belongs to this if. Okay, because many times these kinds of mistakes do happen generally. So let us run this. Now first of all I hit enter 0. I hit enter 0. Okay, sorry, let us take it up a little bit below. Now hit enter. You see I have entered the number 0. X is 0. So x is equal to 0. Condition is true. Print 0. So first of all, this one will be printed for the input, that is enter number 0, and whatever number is entered here, that will be converted into the integer data type thanks to the int function, and 0 is being printed here. But still we get invalid input. Why? Why? Because after this condition has been checked and it is found that it is true, and then print 0 has been executed, Python will go to the next if condition. If x equals to 1, no. If x equals to 2, no. If x equals to 3, no. If x equals to 3, no. Please remember this condition is not satisfied here. Then it goes to this else, because Python sees that this else belongs to this if. That is, whatever if condition you have, the else belongs to that if condition. So this else actually belongs to this if condition. So if x equals to 3, no. So it goes to else, and hence it will execute whatever there is inside else. That is, this print statement will be executed, and hence you get invalid input. You can cross check it with other numbers also. Run the cell, hit shift plus enter 1. In case of 1 also, you see x equals, this condition is not satisfied, because x value is not 1. X is right now 1. So 1 not 1 equal to 0. No, condition is not satisfied for line number 9. Goes to line number 11, and yeah, here the condition is true. X is indeed equal to 1, and it will print 1 here. It will print 1 here. Okay, now it will go to the next if condition. One, if x equals to 2, no. If x equals to 3, no. It will go to this else, and this else belongs to this particular if condition. If x equals to 3, and if and x is not equal to 3, here this condition, if x equals to 3, is not satisfied. So that's why it goes to this else, because Python says that this else belongs to this if condition, and whatever is there present inside this else, that will be printed. That is, invalid input will be printed. You can go ahead and run this cell and hit enter 2. In case of 2 also, you will get this invalid input. Now if I run this cell again and input here 3, And then in case of 3, you won't get invalid input because here these conditions are not satisfied. If x equals to 0, no. X equals to 1, no. X equals to 2, no. But here indeed x equals to 3. And it will go ahead and print 3. Okay. And since this else belongs to this particular if condition, and here if condition is true, that's why Python won't go to else, and hence nothing will be line number 18 won't be executed. Only line number 16 will be here executed. So again, this is a problem because why should it go line by line like this? Once the number entered by the user has been checked to be as true by any if condition, then only that particular relevant statement should be printed. So for that we can use this particular thing, that is if-elif-else statement. If-elif-else statement. Elif stands for else if. Elif stands for else if. So if condition is satisfied, then go ahead and print all these statements present from lines 2 to 7. If line number 1 is not satisfied, if the condition is not true, again then go to line number 8, and here the format is nothing but your elif. Elif nothing but else if. It stands for else if. So if the condition is not satisfied, then these statements won't be executed, and then here Python goes to line number 8, elif, that is else if. So if this particular criteria is satisfied, elif, then all these statements will be executed. And even if this condition is not satisfied, else if is not satisfied, then it will go to else, and whatever is present inside else, those will be executed. Okay. So let us check this. Let us check this. What is the question here? Write a program where we take a number between 0 and 3. Write a program where we take a number between 0 and 3. That's same thing only. Okay. And input 0, if 0, input 0, that is input the number says 0, then the output should be 0. If the number entered is 2, then the output should be alphabetically 2. So x is equals to int input enter a number. Okay. Now if x equal to 0, then print 0. This is the first condition. If x equals to 0, print 0. Else if now in Python, for else if you have to give the keyword elif. Okay. else if else if else if x equal to 1, then go ahead and execute line number 12. Else if, that is elif, x equal to 2, then go ahead and print 2, because I'm checking for 2 only. If, that is else if, even if that condition, that is line number 13, is not satisfied, x equals to 3, then print 3, sorry, print 3. And even if this condition is not satisfied, then else, and print invalid input. Okay. So now let us try to understand this. Here suppose here a value is entered here. Suppose 0 is entered here. So it will go ahead and check if x equals to 0, print 0. That's it. It won't go to line number 11. That is, this else if condition won't be checked. This else if condition won't be checked. This else if condition won't be checked. Neither this else will be checked. Why? Because already this if condition has been satisfied. So so when this if condition is satisfied, then the rest of these things, that is this else, nothing will be checked, nothing will be executed by Python. Only line number 10 will be executed by Python. Now if the number is entered by the user is say 1, so this condition won't be satisfied, not true, then Python will go to line number 11. Here you have else if. So here the condition is false. If x equals to 0, no. So else if x equals to 1, and yes, print 1. So when this else if condition is satisfied, then no other else if and no other else will be taken into consideration. Okay. So let us try to run this cell, and here you enter 0, and you do not get the previous error, that is invalid input, you do not get. If x equals to 0, yeah, that's it. Only execute line number 10, print 0, and these else if, they won't be executed by Python won't go up to any of these conditions, because already one of the condition is satisfied. So if one of the condition is satisfied, then the remaining conditions, they won't be checked by Python. Okay, that's what this if-elif-else stands for. Run this cell again. Now here you hit, and here you input the number as 1. You get 1. Okay. The first condition is not satisfied here. If x equals to 0, no. Else if x equals to 1, yes. Go ahead to line number 12, print 1. After printing 1, Python won't check for the remaining conditions. That is this else if condition, this else if condition, this else, they won't be checked. Then you can input the number 3, and similarly here you see, if x equals to 0, no. Else if x equals to 1, no. Else if x equals to 2, no. Else if x equals to 3, yes. So it goes ahead for line number 16 and executes, that is print 3. That's it. And no other condition will be checked here by Python, that is else won't be checked by Python, because one of the conditions is true here. So that's what this if-elif-else stands about. Okay. Now here you have a question. Get the user's three numbers. That is, suppose the user enters three numbers, then print the highest of them, and suppose these are the three numbers. So suppose user has entered three numbers, and you will have to check what is the highest number among those. Okay, so x is equals to, suppose, 87, y is equals to 98, z is equals to 76. Now check if x greater than y and x greater than z, then go ahead, print if x is highest. What is happening here? X is what? X is 87, and y is what? Y is 98, and z is what? Z is 76. So please remember, 87 greater than 98? No. And this and operator, this and operator ensures that whatever you have inside this if, both should be satisfied. Both the conditions should be satisfied. Okay, this is a condition, this is also a condition. So this and operator will basically check that whether the two conditions are satisfied or not. If both the conditions are satisfied, then only it will go ahead inside this if condition and execute whatever is there. And even if any one of the conditions is not true, that means the entire condition is not true. That here, like we can see that 87 greater than 98, no, here only the condition is false. Although here one condition is true, x is 87 greater than z, z is 76, 87 greater than 76, yeah, here the condition is true, but here the condition is not true, here the condition is false. So this entire if condition is not satisfied, and Python won't go to line number 6. That is, x is highest. X is what? 87 is highest. No, 87 is not highest. This line number 6 won't be executed only because Python won't go up to line number 6. L if y greater than x and y greater than z. Here, what is the value of y? Value of y is 98. 98 greater than, what is the value of x? It is 87. 98 greater than 87. Yeah, condition is true. And here 98 greater than 76. Yeah, here also the condition is true. So here the AND operator checks that whether both the conditions are true or not, and we can see that, yeah, both the conditions are true. So if both the conditions are true, that means this entire line number 7 is satisfied, and that's when Python will go to line number 8. That is, whatever is there present inside the elif, that will be executed. Print, and we can guess here that, yeah, y is the highest because y is greater than x, and also y is greater than z. Y is highest. Okay. And supposedly think that suppose y is not greater than x. Suppose this condition would not have been satisfied here. Any one of the conditions or both the conditions were not satisfied. Suppose y value was something else. Suppose it was 20. So 20 greater than 87? No. 20 greater than 76? No. Both the conditions are not satisfied. Suppose the value of y was 88. Now here 88 greater than 87. Suppose the value of y was 77. So 77 greater than 76. Yes, 77 is greater than 77 greater than 87. Here x is actually 87, my mistake. So 77 greater than 87? No. Condition is not satisfied. Although the condition is satisfied here. 77 greater than 76? Yeah. Here the condition is true. Here the condition is false. And even if any one of the conditions is false, then Python won't go inside the statement which is present inside the elif. That is line number. Python won't go up to line number 8. From line number 7, directly it will go to line number 9. And suppose I write here else. Else print else print your z is highest. So here first of all Python checks that it compares x with y and it compares x with z. If x is greater than y and also x is greater than z, that means x is highest. And if any one of the conditions or both the conditions do not get satisfied, then it finds that line number 5 is not true, not satisfied. So it goes to line number 7. Else if, then checks for this variable y. If y greater than x and y greater than 7. So if y is greater than x as well as y greater than if y greater than x as well as y greater than z, then it will go ahead that yeah, this line number 7 is indeed satisfied. That is, this else if condition is indeed satisfied because both the conditions are satisfied. Y is greater than x as well as y is greater than z. Then it will go inside this elif, that is go to line number 8 and execute this, that is y is highest. And supposedly y is any one of the conditions here does not get satisfied. Here any one of the conditions or both the conditions do not get satisfied. That means neither here x is the highest, neither here y is the highest, then definitely z will be highest. So from line number 7, when it's if any one of the conditions or both the conditions come out to be false, that means line number 7 is not satisfied, not true. Then it directly goes to line number 9, and whatever is that is to else, and whatever is there present inside else, that will be executed. That is, yeah, z is highest. Because neither x is highest, neither y is highest, that means definitely your z is highest. So let us check it here. Here we can see that 98 is the highest. 98 belongs to which variable? Y. Okay, 98 is greater than x. What is x? 87. Yeah. 98 greater than y is greater than z. That is 98 greater than 76. Yeah. Both the conditions are satisfied. So line number 8 gets executed. Now suppose I make x as 99. Then here 99 is highest. You see, x 99 greater than 98. Yeah. And 99 greater than 76. Yeah, both the conditions are satisfied. So line number 6 is executed, that is 99 is highest. Now suppose I make z here as 120. So here as you can see, neither x is greater, neither y is greater, rather z is greater. So directly this line number 10 will be executed because here x is greater than y, yes, and x is greater than z, no. So this condition overall is not satisfied, goes directly to line number 7. Because in if elif else any one of the conditions satisfied, it's done. Otherwise it keeps on checking for the else if and the else part. Elif y greater than x, that is 98 greater than 99, no. So already the first condition here is only not satisfied. So this condition line number 7, it is not satisfied, so directly it goes to else, and whatever is there inside else, that will be executed, that z is highest, and you get 120 is highest. Okay. Then next, right, and last you have the nested if-else statement. Nested if-else statement. If inside if is known as nested if. So you have if, inside that if you have another if, that is known as your nested if. Like that you can have n number of ifs inside an if condition. So here there is a question: based on the marks of DS, DA, and HR courses, if a candidate gets 60 or above in each course, then print first division, then print first division, else print work hard. So here some sort of hierarchy is there, that first of all it will be checked, that is here we have to use the nested if else. How to use the nested if else? Like the criteria is, first of all it will check if the candidate has got 60 or above in data science, DS stands for data science, then it will go inside and check further for DA. DA stands for data analytics. Here also, if the marks is greater than or equals to 60, condition is satisfied, then it goes further inside and checks for the HR course marks. If it is also greater than or equals to 60, then overall you get that well done. Otherwise, if any of this condition is not satisfied, then you can get the remark that work hard. So let us try here. DS is equals to, say I give here 98, DA I suppose give here 65, and HR I give here is equals to suppose 62. Okay, so how to do it? If DS greater than is equals to 60. So if DS, that is data science, is greater than is equals to 60, that is the condition is satisfied, then go inside and you can write print well done. Then further you can hit the enter and further go to line number 6, and we are inside this if condition, and give here another if condition. Now first of all the criteria has been checked and satisfied here, that yeah, if DS is greater than or equals to 60, then go inside the if condition and first of all print this well done, and then line number 6, go ahead and check for this if condition. The next if condition is, if DA greater than or equals to 60. After we are done with DS, now focus on DA. If DA marks is greater than or equals to 60, that is line number 6 is satisfied, then further go inside, print well done, and here give another if condition. Now this if condition it lies within this if condition. Okay, and this if condition it lies within this if condition. So we can say both these ifs, this if and whatever if condition I will give here, both of them lie inside this if condition. This if condition is the outer if condition, this is the first inner if condition, and this will be your second inner if condition. If HR greater than is equals to 60, print well done. Okay, now you have to use the else also. We have the heading is nested if else statement. Now here I give the else. This else belongs to this particular if condition. If HR greater than is equals to 60, if HR greater than is equals to 60, then it goes inside the if condition. Otherwise, it goes to this else, and this else belongs to this particular if condition. That definitely, if HR is less than 60, if HR is not greater than or equals to 60, that means HR will be less than 60. That means it will go to this else condition. This else is of this if condition, and whatever is there inside the else, that will be printed. Print work hard. Okay, now I have to give else. Now I have to give else condition for this if condition also. This is the first inner if condition. For this I have not given any else. Here I have to give the else for this, and you have to maintain the indentation. Under if you have to write else. You see, under here I have written this else directly under if. That is, both of them should be aligned. Both of them should follow the indentation. So else under the if keyword in indentation mode, that is align mode. Else, now here this else, it basically belongs to this particular if condition. And here we are checking if DA is greater than or equals to 60. Suppose DA is not greater than or equals to 60, DA is less than 60, then directly it from line number 6, what it will do, Python will directly go to line number 12, because this condition is not satisfied. So line number 7 to line number 12, nothing will be looked out by Python. Directly from line number 6, it will come to line number 12, because the condition of line number 6 is not satisfied. Else print, calm down a little bit, else print work hard. Okay, and hit enter and come down here. Now for this if condition also, I didn't give any else, so here you can give else. So else, so this particular else, it belongs to this particular if condition. So here it checks if ds greater than or equals to 60. Suppose ds is not greater than or equals to 60, ds is less than 60, then Python won't go inside this if condition, that is line. Python won't go and look out for these line numbers 5 to 13. Nothing will be executed, nothing will be checked by Python. Directly from line number 4, Python will move to line number 14, to this else part, and whatever is there inside the else part, that will be executed. Print work hard. So here you see ds is equals to 98. Definitely condition is satisfied here. It is greater than or equals to 60. So first of all, well done will be printed. Then the DA marks will be checked. 65. If DA, which is 65, greater than or equals to 60, yeah. So it will go ahead and print this print well done. And since this condition is satisfied, this if condition is satisfied, that's why Python went inside and executed line number 7, and accordingly it will go to line number 8 also and check for this if condition. If hr greater than or equals to 60, 62 it is, so yeah, hr is greater than or equals to 60, that is greater than 60. Greater than or equals to means either greater than or equals to any one of the condition. If it is satisfied, then the condition is true, and hr is definitely greater than 60. So print well done, it will go. Okay. So now since hr is greater than is equals to 60, so this condition is satisfied. So the else part won't be executed, so you won't get this print work hard, this won't be executed. Similarly, this else part won't also be executed, it won't be reached by Python only because this condition is satisfied. Similarly, this else part won't be executed also, won't be reached by Python because this condition is already been satisfied. Okay, so you will get all these. If you run this, you get well done, well done, well done. Now suppose I enter here. Now for greater than is equals to, please remember, in case of greater than is equals to, where if the number is greater then satisfied, if the number is equals to then also the condition is satisfied. Now suppose in case of hr I make the marks as 52, then what happens here, the condition is not satisfied. This condition is satisfied for ds, goes inside, and this condition is also satisfied, then goes inside. This condition is not satisfied, so it will print work hard. And previously you will get well done for ds, you will get well done for da, and you will get work hard for hr. So if you run this, you will get, see, uh, well done, well done, work hard. Okay. Now suppose I make the DA marks as 55, then what will happen? DS condition is satisfied, so it will go ahead and print well done for DS. Then for DA it will check if DA greater than or equals to 60. No, so the condition is not satisfied. So if the condition here is not satisfied, directly Python will do what? Python, it won't check, it won't go inside the statements of this particular if condition which is present at line number 6. These print if, that is from line number 7 to line number 11, won't be executed, won't be looked at by Python, because here the condition is not satisfied. So directly Python will go from line number 6 to line number 12, it will jump, and in between all these lines they will be skipped by Python. So from line number 6 it will directly jump to line number 12 else, and whatever is there inside else, that will be printed here. So here you will get at first well done, and then here, yeah, here you will get this work hard, that is well done you will get for ds, and this work hard you will get for your da. So run this, and you see only two lines you get in the output, well done and work hard. Well done is for ds, work hard is for da. Now suppose if I make ds is equals to 50, so now ds equals to 50. Sorry, not here, not here, rather here. ds is equals to 50. Now here the condition, is it satisfied? ds greater than or equals to 60. No, the condition is not satisfied, condition is not true. So Python will skip these lines from 5 to 13, and directly it will come and jump to line number 14. That is, this if condition is not satisfied. So all these lines from 5 to 13, they will be skipped by Python, and Python will directly jump from line number 4 to line number 14, and then it will go to line number 15. Whatever is present inside else, that will be printed. So lines 5 to 13 won't be executed here. Directly line number 15 will be executed. That is work hard. Only one statement you will get. Okay. So this was about the nested if else statement. This kind of criteria you can check with the help of AND operator also. Like suppose you just copy paste this directly. This I showed with the help of nested if else. How to use the nested if else. If ds greater than is equals to 60 and da greater than is equals to 60 and hr greater than is equals to 60, then print overall you can give something like this, that sorry, here f is not required only. Well done. Else print work hard. This is in a very simple manner where you can address this problem. That is, just with the help of AND operator, it will go ahead and check whether all these conditions are satisfied or not. How many conditions you have? First of all, this condition ds greater than is equals to 60, then dA greater than is equals to 60, and then HR greater than is equals to 60. You see, DS, if all these conditions are true, if if this condition is true, as well as this condition is true, as well as this condition is true, if all the conditions are true, then only it will be interpreted that this entire line number 4 is true, satisfied. This entire if condition is satisfied, because here all these ds da hr, all these three conditions, if they are satisfied, then overall this overall if condition will be satisfied, and Python will go inside this if condition, execute line number 5. Otherwise, if any one of the conditions, if it is not satisfied, then this if condition overall is not true, and Python will go to line number 6 and execute line number 7, that is work hard. Right now, as we can see, work hard, because neither of the conditions is true. Neither of the conditions is true. DS is greater than or equals to 60. No. DA greater than, and already no need to check for the other couple of conditions. Although we know that DA is not greater than or equals to 60, HR is not greater than or equals to 60, but here the first condition is only not satisfied. So overall, this if condition is only not satisfied, that is not true. So line number 5 is skipped by Python, and directly it prints line number 7. So suppose I make ds is equals to 98. Now here the condition is satisfied for ds. Okay, now here the condition is satisfied for ds, but condition is not satisfied for da. Da is still less than 60 and hr is also less than 60. So overall line number 4 if condition is overall not satisfied, and here line number 7 again you will get work hard. Now suppose I make da as 65. Now here the first two conditions inside if, that is are satisfied. That is ds is greater than or equals to 60, yes. Da greater than or equals to 60, yes. And hr greater than or equals to hr greater than or equals to 60, no. This third one is not satisfied. So overall this if condition is still not satisfied, still not true, and hence line number 5 will be skipped, and Python will go to else, and then line number 7 will be executed, work hard. Now, if you make HR as 72, now you see all these are satisfied. DS greater than or equals to 60, yes, and DA greater than or equals to 60, yes, and HR greater than or equals to 60, yes. Now line number 5, it will be Python will see that overall line number 4 is satisfied. Yeah, condition is true. Goes to line number 5, print well done. Okay, and you will get well done. Okay, so that's it for this class, my dear friends. And if you have liked this class, you can hit the like, share, and subscribe button and press the bell icon for notifications. So thank you.